Today we're following in the footsteps of George Eliot, beginning here in one of the city's most artistic and literary neighbourhoods. Morning. There we are. George Eliot, 1819 to 1880, novelist, died here. It's so sad to think that George Eliot died in that property, but what a beautiful property to spend your final hours. The River Thames is just across the street here, just over that road. But what an absolutely stunning terrace. But yeah, to spend your final hours in this property, I hope it brought us some peace. So George Eliot's property just there, just beyond, and then you come slowly just around here, and the River Thames is just over that road. Born Mary Ann Evans, George Eliot became one of the most celebrated novelists of the Victorian age. While her stories often explored provincial life, London played a crucial role in shaping her career and intellectual world. Now, during her time at number 4 Chain Walk, Chelsea was a thriving centre for writers, artists and thinkers. The area buzzed with creative energy, providing the perfect setting for the conversations and ideas that would go on to influence her work. I bet many a time she wandered along here on a summer's day, not too dissimilar to today, which is very hot. It's nearing 30 degrees as it is, and it's early. But yeah, I wonder if she walked along here alone or with her husband, just looking out over the river. I wonder if ever she just stopped right here, looked out, took a moment, and it's directly opposite her house. A lovely place to live. So this elegant Queen Anne house overlooking the Thames is where George Eliot spent the final days of her life in 1880. She moved here with her husband John Cross in December of that year, but tragically she died just weeks later on the 22nd of December 1880. And even though her time here was brief, Chain Walk became her most iconic address and a symbol of what was to be her final chapter. On our way to the next location, we come past the Royal Hospital Chelsea, home of the Chelsea pensioners. That's Chapel Gate. And look at that, there's a property. And directly opposite they get access to cricket pitch, the Burton Pavilion yonder, and then on this side some really well kept tennis courts. There you are, tennis courts are just over there. Such a pretty part of London to do visit. It's hard to miss that. Now we've headed north from Chelsea to Regent's Park, where during the 19th century Eliot attended gatherings and salons where leading intellectuals debated politics, science, religion and literature. And these connections helped establish her as one of Victorian Britain's foremost literary voices. Now we've arrived at a very important location, number 142, the Strand. This is where George Eliot worked as an editor and developed her intellectual circle. These were creative hubs for her, where she formed ideas that would shape novels like Middlemarch and The Mill on the Floss. And that's here on the Strand, once the heart of London's publishing industry. As a journalist, editor and novelist, Eliot was deeply connected to the literary networks centred here. This was where ideas were exchanged, manuscripts discussed, and reputations made. Yeah, George Eliot's London is a city of ideas rather than monuments, a place where literature, politics and intellectual life came together. No horses today. Just passing Downing Street here. I wonder what George Eliot would make of politics today. Postcards per run. Even when it's hot like this, and it's very hot, London's so lovely to walk around when it's like this. So beautiful. Such a great city. So glad I was born in it. I do believe this is the artist Banksy's latest edition. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a Banksy piece. Next we arrive at Lincoln's Inn Fields. Surrounded by legal institutions and professional offices, the district reflects the world of reformers, lawyers and ambitious professionals that appears throughout Eliot's novels, especially Middlemarch. Thanks for joining this walk through the capital that helped shape one of Britain's greatest novelists. Be sure to subscribe and join us for more interesting journeys of walking in the footsteps of through London. I know that's Charles Dickens and not George Eliot, but it's still a fantastic building. See you in the next video. Cheers.